To achieve the goals of the NEI, though, we're going to have to work both inside and outside of Washington, and that's why these advisory committees are so critical. So I run 20 different advisory committees, including a President's Export Council, a Manufacturing Council, and a number of industry trade advisory committees. The Manufacturing Council is Secretary Locke's premier council on manufacturing. I know that there's some statewide manufacturing councils as well, which I'd be interested in figuring out if there's some synergy there. And that council advises Secretary Locke on issues such as access to credit, tax policy issues, regulatory issues, STEM initiatives, workforce development. And Secretary Locke takes those recommendations and he works with other folks in the administration to be sure that those manufacturing interests are represented. But what I wanted to talk to you all about are these industry trade advisory committees, these ITACs. These ITACs were established in the 1970s to ensure that private sector folks had their voice heard during the trade policy formulation process. We've got 16 of these committees. 13 of them are industry specific: aerospace, automotive, e-commerce, services and financial industries. And 3 of them are functional, such as IP, standards, and customs and trade facilitation. And we jointly run these committees with USTR. Folks are appointed by Secretary Locke and by the U.S. Trade Representative, Ambassador Kirk. And you have an opportunity to come to D.C. and actually sit down with the trade policy formulators, sit down with the trade negotiators, and let them know what's happening on the ground. Give them that real private sector perspective. And these committees have been critical, whether it's the Korea Free Trade Agreement, whether it's the Russian accession to the WTO, whether it's different standards, whether it's non-tariff trade barriers like labeling. These are issues that really affect your business. And these committees provide you with the opportunity to have your voice heard in DC. It's also a really interesting networking opportunity because you're in a committee with folks in your industry, small, medium, and large companies from across the country. So it's really a significant opportunity for you all. And the criteria is easy. You have to be a U.S. citizen, representing a majority-owned U.S. company. You got to be engaged in international trade and have the requisite expertise. So we're going to email you with more information on this, but I really do think that it would be a great opportunity. I know there's a lot of innovators in this room, a lot of leaders in their local community, and I think it would be fantastic if you took your expertise and came to DC and shared your knowledge with us. There's openings in every committee, and the application process is rolling. So you do have to get a security clearance because you'd be privy to trade confidential information, but please keep it in mind. So it's not something you need to take care of ASAP, but we would encourage you to apply as soon as possible. So in closing, the administration listened to our advisors, and the administration's framework for revitalizing American manufacturing, presented last December, opened with the following statement: America's manufacturers are at the heart of our country's economy. This administration firmly believes that, and we're working to strengthen American manufacturing so it can be a powerhouse in the 21st century. We know it can be, and we know it will be. And so I encourage you to utilize all the resources that Commerce has to offer, including our USIACs, including folks in our DV, IRC. I work closely with our MEP folks, and those guys work very hard, and they provide a really, really valuable service. So really appreciate their work. And I also challenge you all to find new ways to work together effectively in your sectors and in your communities to educate folks about the importance of manufacturing and about the importance of exporting. Thanks very much, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you all in Washington.
Thank you, Michael. Just wanted to also extend and kind of clarify, in addition to Michael's comments, Pennsylvania is also very fortunate. In addition to United States Export Assistance Center, which is from the Commerce Department, we also, in the state of PA, have the Regional Export Network as well. And in Philadelphia region is the World Trade Center. And I think that if you're interested in pursuing the export side, please let the DVIRC know. We will arrange to have both USIAC, World Trade Center, and so on come out and help you with your export initiatives. I have to say, I was just reading the other day in the, I guess it was The Economist, but it was McKinsey's Analytics. I believe they were forecasting for China, and basically they were saying, and I'm talking about the comment about the growing middle class around the world, they were talking about that they're going to have to build the equivalent of a New York City every year for the next 12 to 14 years. And when you think about that scale and the individuals that are coming into the main urban areas that are going to be consuming products and services, the market scale is just hard to fathom. But when I heard that, it kind of made me pause and think about that. But anyway, so think about those markets, think about the opportunities to get involved and engage in the export arena. We'd be glad to make that connection for you. Also, Michael, when you send that material, we'll also take care of distributing that out to the players as well. I'm now ready to kind of move into the actual presentations that we're going to have tonight from our three guest speakers. But first, most of you know that the DVIRC is an economic development group that focuses strictly on the manufacturing sector. And our mission really is to try and drive and help business owners and manufacturing companies grow their business value. And you've heard this if you've been to these events before. This is something that we beat on all the time. Really, it's when we talk about growing business value, we're talking about the value of the business as if someone were to buy your business. We're not talking about book value. We're talking about the value, the inherent value that the business has. We're not saying you have to go sell your business or you're planning on selling your business, or we're encouraging you to do that. But we're just saying that really, when the day is done, that's the most important metric that you have for your business. And so what our goal is to try and help provide the tools that you may need and help be a catalyst to you to help grow that value. Because if in your strength, in your financial strength, it helps the region, helps employment, helps growth, and so on. So that's the key driver of what we're all about. One of the things that we've all seen that's impacted Pennsylvania very hard has been the commodity type products that were portable. And these were the ones that went overseas, these were the ones that left us, and really what was left for us to really go after, and which is really the challenge, and it's the cry, is for us to really be able to differentiate our products and services, provide a higher value, increase our value equation. We have to do those types of things in order to survive and continue to grow and expand. And that's the big challenge that's out there for us right now. In the previous leadership series, we have talked about operational improvements, lean implementation, and differentiating that from lean transformation, which you're going to hear from our speakers tonight. It's one thing to go out and do lean implementation and get your 5S and things of that nature implemented and going. But, that was one piece that we talked about. We had companies come in and talk about that aspect for you to help raise awareness and get into the whole sharing piece of having companies share their best practices with all of you. So then in September, we had one on top-line growth, business growth services. We were talking about strategic planning. We're talking about marketing, sales, and new product development. Again, trying to deal with the innovation side of trying to bring together not only the top-line growth area, but also the bottom-line impact, and trying to bring that together from an understanding standpoint. Tonight we're going to be talking about lean transformation. We have three great companies that we want to share with you. In addition to the sharing of these types of conversations, we also have things like our network groups. We have over 60, I think pushing 70 CEOs and business leaders in groups that meet monthly, some meet twice a quarter. And this is another chance where you can share best practices among CEOs in a room and be able to go and have a quiet place, or I should say a confidential spot, where you can share your thoughts and ideas and learn from others. We also have plant tours. And also I would recommend, if you're not a member of Association for Manufacturing Excellence, AME, please do so. I think a month ago they had their international show down in Baltimore. It's a fabulous place to go and learn about new techniques, new manufacturing methodologies. So all these pieces are designed to help share with you our best practices so that you can help grow your business value. And with that, I'm going to be ready to introduce our first speaker. And let me make sure you see who we have as the first one. And that's going to be Penn Reels. And I'd like to welcome Bill Sturrock, Vice President of Penn Reels. And if you've gone fishing, you know Penn Reels. So I wanted to say much for that.